Hello and welcome to Flashback Generations.
Hello.
Episode 37.
Oh, 37.
Yeah, 37, we're getting there. Not too long to go till the end.
Till you get to my age.
So tonight we're looking at reviewing the Bantha rider.
The Bantha, yeah.
In our ever running... Never ending reviews of Imperial Assault. You know.
So this is the big ticket guy though, isn't it? A Bantha, you know.
This is him.
Is that the new? This is the God. He must be the big news of 2016, really. Until the Rancor arrives, obviously. You know, this guy was a huge release, wasn't he?
I think it was awesome.
Yeah.
To me, I think that the Bantha is the single miniature and release that properly shook up the whole game.
It did, yeah.
That sort of said, we're not boxed inside this kind of little this is the way things are.
Yeah.
Suddenly it comes with Beastmaster, you know, which we've
was it pre-hop as well?
You know?
Pre-hop, yeah. I think it's pre-hop. So suddenly, excuse me, it's late and I'm tired. Suddenly, you know, as soon as the Bantha came out, we all, you know, a lot of people were suddenly thinking, oh, they'll do the Rancor one day, you know, and sure enough, they are doing so. This was a real excitement builder, wasn't it? This release.
It was, because nothing was big like... Well, actually, the AT-ST obviously.
The AT-ST came with the core game kind of thing.
But it felt a bit like, are they ever going to make a big model again?
Yeah.
And now the Bantha came out and it felt like anything can come out.
Yeah.
It feels like we're going to get the AT-AT one day.
Ah, no, that's never going to happen, so. We've had to make that up ourselves, haven't we? Basically.
Shh. All right. Well, okay, where did we first see the Bantha?
Something to do with Twin Shadows, was it? Around that time, or?
No, I think it was in A New Hope.
Oh, you mean in the film, right? Yeah, the famous story of the elephant that they cruelly dressed up in a costume, didn't they? And
did they do that?
yeah, it was an elephant, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Oh, yeah. Ruin your childhood side by going looking for photos of the Bantha with its mask off.
Oh, no.
It's an elephant.
Did it look really sad?
No, I think they looked after it, but in, you know, to the tune of 1976 film set standards, but yeah, it's an elephant, obviously.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. What else would it have been?
Yeah, with its trunk amputated and a mask welded on.
Well, if they did it nowadays, it would be just, it's a CG. Looking
don't worry.
thing.
Yeah, it'll be CG.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, it doesn't even look real. It just looks like a cartoon in a Toy Story.
Yeah, so the Bantha is an elephant crossed with some sort of angry goat thing, I think. In the film, they ponder along very slowly, but in the game, they rampage around the place at warp speed. Yeah, they're crushing everybody and shooting.
Fastest thing.
Yeah.
With 3 attacks, apparently.
Is it the fastest thing in the game? It can move
15.
Well, yeah, up to 15 in a round, in a turn.
Yeah, no problem, no questions asked. All right, let's talk about the Bantha then. So what we have here is it's a red card, so it's an elite unit.
Elite, yeah. So you can only have 2.
You can have 2 in an army list. Yeah, they're 9 points, and you only get 1 per card.
Thank God. Yeah.
They're a scum detachment, and the keywords are creature and brawler.
Yeah, fair enough.
Weirdly, this is one of the cards that I actually don't know what the original artwork looks like. I've just seemed to have all the...
Yeah, we've got like, I don't know, we must have done a load of store champs. We've got tons of the old art, and I can't, no memory of what the original release card looks like now, because we've only got 1 of them somewhere.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It'll be in the bottom of your box somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
I think it was actually a slightly better picture, to be honest, because it's zoomed in on the... I can't remember really, but... You know, to be, you know, confession, I don't actually prefer the old art cards in terms of game practicality because the writing's too small on them. But, you know, just as an aside. So, but no, God knows where my real Bantha card is. So everybody uses these, though.
Yeah, the old art's a bit, like, it's quite a lot bigger, isn't it? It's like a good half of the card.
Yeah. And writing,
that's why...
You know, I need my readers on to see that on the old art card.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, the stats side, there's a big thing in the stats, wasn't there, when this came out? The fact that it's got defense.
Oh yeah, defense 0.
No defense. What was going on? We
were
frightened and confused, weren't we?
But we're okay because he's got 21 life. 21 life. How is anyone going to kill that?
Yeah, because he's got no dice. That's why.
So I mean, that's actually a really good kind of standing point right there.
That was very weird because 21 life and no defense dice is the equivalent of giving it a black and 12 life or something like that. Do you know? Or is it? Somebody's done a formula there, haven't they, and decided.
Well, it's good. It's actually it's become more interesting as the game's evolved.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more abilities that have kind of come out that don't like Surge does something mad.
Yeah.
Something really special. Like look at Agent Blaze, for instance. Okay, he just needs to get a Surge in his mix.
Yeah, and he does that interrogate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't cancel these surges, so you can't cancel anything. There's no cancellation at all.
Yeah.
And this is just.
Has he got no inherents? No.
There's 0 dice. There's nothing rolled, and this lack of dice seems, I think, will probably end up making them weaker as the time goes on.
What does it do with pace though? Because I'm forever rolling. Pierce, aren't I?
He doesn't care. He's already getting pierced.
But you can't pierce him because he's, lockless. Yeah,
exactly. So he doesn't care about that.
So suddenly, if you, I think, rolling surges is not so good if the attacker's only got bloody pierce 1, or pierce 2, or pierce 3.
Well, it also means he's immune to our best friend weakness.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't care about. Oh, what? I lack my one thing that I don't even have.
Yeah, -1 surge cancel. I can't do any anyway, and -1
doesn't care. Yeah,
not really bothered.
All right, let's talk about other things. He's got speed 5, which is good.
Yeah, it was strange.
Although he's a massive creature.
Yeah.
When I say massive creature, he's got massive.
That's where they went wrong with it. Speed 5. It doesn't look like Speed 5 in the movie.
It looked like Speed 2.
Yeah. But, you stick a Tuscan on his back and suddenly he's, whoa, he's gone.
Yeah.
Not sure. And it's the thing that makes him a bit ubiquitous in the tournament scene at the moment. There's always a few of them around.
Do you think the problem isn't the speed or whatever? Do you think the Beast Tamer is the problem?
I think Beast Tamer, which lots of people will have heard of already and seen used, would have felt less broken. I'm not saying it is broken, but it would have felt less that way if it was Speed 4. You could go 12.
No, I'm saying if you changed the entire text of the Beast Tamer and said, listen, instead this guy rolls an extra green dice or something. I don't know. Change the rules entirely. Like why does he move more squares?
Yeah.
It's
kind of my question. Going on, isn't there? But
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it gives you the Beast Tamer card. Basically means that Banthas only ever do one thing. They're only ever used one way, which is the use Beast Tamer to get 5 movement points, and then you move, and then you move again, and then you move again, don't you?
Yeah, you can.
There's 3 moves, so you can go 15 spaces, and when you're a big model sat right at the edge of your deployment zone to start with, you're getting across the board in most cases. And then you basically sat, and so tell us the ability. You sit on the enemy because.
Yeah. Well, I'll read the rest of the card before I tell you that bit. So the other things that this guy can do is he's got massive. He's got Surge Pierce 2. So this is when he's shooting at people with his blue-red dice, I should say, shooting. He's got Pierce 2, which is great. He's got Surge +2 accuracy, so you could actually that blue die.
It's a decent gun, actually. Yeah.
That blue die can actually pick things off. And Habitat Desert. Habitat Desert means absolutely nothing in the world of
not in skirmish.
Skirmish.
No.
Which honestly, I think it's a little bit of a shame that it doesn't. But
it gets too complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it could have been like if you're on a desert square, you get 1 surge block or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it would be. But
they could have done that, but I guess it wouldn't have applied to the.
I think the reason is also the fact that the terrain and all that is just purely decorative only. It's going to have no impact.
Yeah.
It's a series of blank squares, red squares, and blue squares. That's it.
True. All right. Well, now this is a bit that Pete was talking about earlier. You got this ability called. Tramp. Oh, you want to do Stampede? I'll do Stampede first.
Yeah.
When you end your movement in spaces that contain other figures, each hostile figure in that space suffers 1 damage.
Yeah.
So that obviously means you could get 6 people in one go.
Yeah.
Which does happen. And
It does against trooper spam unless you're very careful.
Yeah, although you know what, like the amount of times that like you're playing Bantha and the people aren't gonna make it easy. At most, you'll hit 2 people.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you have to do. As soon as you see a Bantha, if you've got more than about 5 people in your list, you need to do what I call the Morris dance, because it's where basically you arrange all your troops in such a way, whatever space you sat in, such that any given 6-space block only catches 2 guys ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Sometimes you just haven't got room to do that, in which case you just back up, back away, and then you just await the Bantha's arrival. And then when he gets there, you shoot him a lot.
It's also a catchment way of. I notice that people put their troops in places that they want the Bantha to end their movement, so then they can go, great, and now we can shoot it in the way we actually want it.
Yeah.
You can basically you can set up a trap.
Yeah.
Although it's a bad trap because he's also got the ability trample.
Yeah.
It costs an action. Choose up to 3 adjacent hostile figures and roll 1 red die. Each of those figures suffers damage equal to the damage result.
Yeah.
That is just
pretty fierce. Is it 2 or 3 figures?
3.
3 figures. That's. I mean, this guy's built to be anti.
No armor.
Spam. Yeah.
To me, that ability is better than the shooting attack.
Yeah.
For the most part, because the shooting attack isn't guaranteed.
Guy, yeah.
Well, if you're shooting at one guy, I might use the red attack, but then again, it depends what you're shooting at. If you're shooting at, like, I don't know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's got like a black and a surge dodge.
Yeah.
You're kind of a bit like, am I going to really get through all that? And it's a bit risky. Like red die, instantly, just take 3.
Yeah. No matter who you are, definitely.
Yeah. Especially when you got more than one opponent.
Yeah.
Or one model next to you.
So that's pretty strong. So you can teleport across the board, you can sit on people, do damage, and then you can push them out from under your base, and then 3 of them you can throw a red die in the face of. You can do all that. Can you do all that? You can't all do that in one round, can you?
You can, because you can Beastmaster yourself.
Beastmaster is a move. Then you have to move twice, say, to get there. Yeah, 15.
Is it Beastmaster or Beast Tamer?
Beast Tamer, Beast. I don't know.
Can't remember. The Beast guy.
The Rancor Trainer guy is on the card. You know the one.
Yeah, the crying.
Yeah. So I mean, he's just hideous against Trooper Spam. Trooper Spam have got the answer, and then it gets very dicey. Basically, Trooper Spam has got loads of guns, and the Bantha's got no defense dice. So then you're suddenly thinking about, right, okay, all right, you've trod onto my guys, killed another one and damaged the other 2 a bit more, okay, and then you go, right, you need good dice, you need good luck, and you need some good cards in your command deck, things like activate a group and activate another group if you need to before the other Bantha comes in and squashes you all, So it's suddenly you're really up against the wall, your back's against the wall with the Bantha. 2 is probably as bad as 1 most times.
2 Banthas in a list.
Yeah, if you're playing a figure heavy list and you're facing 2 Banthas because of the thing you found this week today, so one Bantha will get in the bloody way of the other one sometimes, and they'll queue up to be shot.
Yeah.
In the hands of a less experienced player,
Two isn't twice as devastating. You definitely feel that 2 doesn't do twice as much damage, but 1 will definitely go down.
He will, yeah.
There isn't an easy answer for what's the fix.
No, I suppose he still feels quite really strong though, doesn't he?
I think the Bantha's awesome. I think the Bantha's awesome, and as time goes on, I can see myself always taking 1, but maybe it will only be 1.
Yeah.
Because maybe 2 is too much.
9 points is not, a small amount either.
No, it's a quarter of your list.
Yeah.
Well, with the Beastmaster, Beast Tamer Master.
But he's got so much life. He's never gonna, he's gonna last 3 rounds, isn't he? Surely.
Not against a trooper list.
Not with the trooper list with the wind behind it. Maybe not. Elite troopers definitely. We'll chew through him, I suppose. But
they do, yeah.
He'll last 2 rounds. He'll go in. He'll do quite a bit of damage with his stomp and then tramp. and then
I know. Usually he's like, and he's the first guy I'll activate.
yeah.
Just because you've got him up to 20 life, and yeah. I do appreciate as well. He's got creature and brawler in his keywords, and I think that they're two very strong, beneficial keywords for him. They really work for him.
Yeah. And so yeah, he's all round awesome. Pretty much, that's the summary. Let's have a look at the command cards. So
yeah,
let's move on because this is inherent in how awesome the Bantha is.
Yeah, let's talk about them then. So first of all, I've got size advantage, and it's to any large figure. It's 2 points, and you can have one in the deck. It costs an action, perform an attack targeting a small figure. Apply +2 damage to the attack result, and the attack gains weaken. Now,
I don't see that very often, but
to me, I think it's a great card. I really like it, but I kind of read the first part of it and like, brilliant, yeah, that's great. It's just basically do an attack and apply +2 damage.
Yeah.
The last part, I'm like, and then whatever.
Yeah, weaken, who cares? Nobody bothers.
But
I got weakened twice and weakened somebody else today, and nobody ever remembered or used it or took any notice.
Basically, just do an attack and apply +2 damage.
Exactly, for 2 points.
Think of it. There's a heavy weapons one that's 2 actions and apply +4 damage to it.
Yeah.
That one is one. That's just your normal attack. You're going to attack anyway. That's just use it as your attack. Well, you get +2 damage. I think it's great.
It is great. 2 points, like. I suppose with the creature deck, there's not billions of cards you need to prioritise between. So yeah, you might as well throw it in.
Yeah, it's just with the Bantha that's a little bit harder though, because the Bantha doesn't necessarily want to attack with his normal weapon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's necessarily something that I would take with him. If you had, that's kind of a better one when you got your ATs.
It wouldn't interact with Nexu, would it? The Nexu pounce. No, it wouldn't because it's perform an attack. Is it? Which one's that?
Yeah, perform an attack.
Yeah, perform an attack targeting a small figure, which it most often will be. Apply +2 damage to the attack, and the results in the attack gains weakened. Right, so a Nexu can't pounce and then do this because the bounce is all one action. Yeah?
Yeah, that's not... Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can do it in a normal attack.
Oh, you can do, yeah, if you want to run. And so yeah, it's okay for a Nexu, I guess. It's okay for any of them, isn't it, really? But
well, you need your large figures in there.
Yeah. Well, Nexu's large, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything... Even the Wampa's large. They're all large.
Well, yeah, but the Wampa already does enough damage. The Wampa's
you can use it with ATSDs, can't you, as well?
You can use it with a E-Web engineer.
An E-Web, yeah.
In fact, an E-Web engineer...
After all that, it's 2 damage for 2 card points.
An E-Web engineer is pretty good with that, actually.
2 damage, yeah.
No, not
it feels expensive to me, but I'll bow to you because you've used it, haven't you? So
I have, yeah. Well, that +4 damage with the 2 actions is 3 points.
Yeah.
So I'm saying.
Yeah, it depends on the rest. It depends on your priorities. If you've got a ton of other, it's the old when you're picking your command deck, you throw together a deck, don't you? And then you scrutinise it and say, okay, this card's not as quite the most awesome. What else could I put in?
What I'm saying about that card is I've used it a few times, and it's usually the character killer.
Yeah.
That you want it to be. It's an assassin card.
Yeah, 2 damage is always good. Yeah, I'm with you because in that kind of deck, there's you've probably got room for it, but yeah.
Well, when you're really like I'm trying to kill Luke. And
you need extra Luke. No, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just 2 points. It's dear.
Okay, I'm a fan anyway.
Yeah, I love the card, but I don't like the cost. I don't like the weaken either. Get rid of that and make it 1 point. Then I'm happy.
Oh, that'll be broken.
Delete it.
Let's talk about the most broken card in the game.
Jundland Terror.
You said it, Jundland Terror. I don't know if it's the most broken card in the game, but it's certainly a great card.
It's a real groan inducer.
Yeah. So 2 points. You can have 2 in your deck.
That's bad enough. 2 in your deck.
Maybe it's the 2 in your deck that's the problem with this card. Yeah. So use it at the end of a round and choose a Tusken Raider or Bantha Rider figure.
Yeah.
To chosen figure gains 2 movement points and may interrupt, perform an attack or an action.
Or do what?
Or, you know, an action.
Or a special action. Or perform a special action.
Yeah.
Right, so this, I mean, it's another turn for the Bantha.
Yeah, but there's the 2 points that the Bantha gets to do it and then do the stomp again.
Yeah, so you get to move a little bit, so you get to tread on everybody you trod on previously. Anybody who's left, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you get to perform an attack or do a special action, so you can basically shoot or do the trample again. That's the equivalent of, right, I've arrived, now I'm going to have another go. And then you can have 2 in your deck as well. It's just insane.
It's very powerful.
It's insane.
But you know,
I'm calling it as broken.
even with the Tuscan
My
Raiders.
point is, you know, and you know, those who play the game regularly will have been no shots. The combination of the Bantha and the Beast Tamer Master, whatever it is, and 2 of these is too much for 9 points.
And
it's basically 9 points in your list.
Sand people are amazing with these 2. Yeah. They got a green-red +1 damage, like great stuff on their stuff. You know, so they're actually brilliant. So Jundland Terror is just an amazing card. Yeah. It's actually, do you know? I like the idea that they might bring out some more Sand people.
Alternative. Whatever. Not gaffy stick. The shooters on foot.
Well, similar to what they need sniper kind of Sand people, I think.
Do you know what I've just had a vision of? Do you remember the Skaven Jezzail teams, which were like
precisely?
Yeah.
But I want to see kind of similar, but I'd like to see more Sand people kind of cards. We were saying about why the Wookiees need more.
Yeah, they need
alternatives.
A shooty Wookiee.
Shooty Wookiees. Well, we need shooty Sand people as well. People. And just so there's just more variants of the same sort of thing, but they're more kind of classes of just classes of cards.
Yeah,
it'll to make it more interesting because there's a lot of just very similar themes going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Those guys who really, really love the Sand people, they could do the full theme list then, couldn't they?
Yeah, that's sort of what's missing because I know that a lot of people would like to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right when you've got a Bantha, 2 Tuscans, and some Transitions.
How about this? Well, they need Sand people characters as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, actually.
Yeah, don't they? 2, some interesting.
There was a few on there in the comics and whatnot, wasn't there? There's a couple.
I think they could do some really interesting Sand people characters.
Yeah.
And lastly, then, Pete, I know what you're already going to say.
Go on.
Can I say it for you?
Go on.
The Bantha is the best model in the game.
That's a bold claim.
You've said it in a previous episode.
You've reviewed 3 command cards there. One of them was Size Advantage and 2 of them were Jundland Terror.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, does it?
It does.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be another one. Okay, fair enough. Is it the best model in the game?
You've said it previously.
Yeah, it probably is.
Episode 21.
Do you know what? It probably is, and through no fault of its own. It's very brown and cream. That's the only trouble I've got with it. But it's a really nice model. It was like super easy to assemble. It's big for an Imperial assault figure. Tiny for any other range.
You have to assemble it.
Yeah, it had a couple of bits to it, and it wasn't stuck to the base. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's how easy it was.
It's like glue done. Easy.
Yeah.
It's full of textured fur. It's got the nice little lips on it, so you can paint different grey if you want. And the huge ram horns, you can go to town on them with your highlighting and all that. It's great.
Yeah.
Minus 5% for the scale problem, Everybody who's on a vehicle in this game is for some reason only 7 years old. So if you hold the Tuscan Raider on foot up against the Tuscan Raider who sat on the back of the Bantha, the one who's back on the Bantha is clearly 8 at the oldest. He's the Tuscan child boy riding the Bantha.
He's tiny.
It's the same with the Snow Trooper in the tank. It's the same with Vice, who looks like he's about 3. What were they doing? I don't know what they were doing there. It's something to do with the fact that it would cost too much to do it at true scale.
They'd just be a bit overbearing, wouldn't they?
Well, nuts is what I say to that. Just do it properly. But well done for trying. It's a really nice miniature.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, let's leave it at that then, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah. Cheerio. See ya.
Later. Bye.